Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About It. I am Taco Minaj and today I've got a fun and new exciting video for you guys today. So quite a few months ago, I will say, I ended up getting a wig in the mail that I thought was absolutely beautiful and gorgeous, and it reminded me of, I think it is Motherboard from Cyberspace, which is an old cartoon. If I'm remembering it correctly, my memory is a little crazy from, back when I was a kid, but I got this inspiration, and when I saw the wig, it immediately reminded me of Motherboard. But after I Googled it recently, I realized that my memory is obviously a little bit foggy, considering that show came out like back when I was a kid. But after I bought that wig, I probably should have Googled what I was thinking of. I didn't. Instead, I decided to go and buy some makeup. So I actually have some Sunset makeup, which is a makeup brand that I've been wanting to buy from for a while now, if I can speak correctly. I've been seeing all of the different colored foundations, the different colored setting powders, different colored concealers, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I absolutely have to try this, especially because, as you guys know from a couple videos ago, I cannot stand Clown White. It doesn't work for me, and even the Krylon TV paint stick in the 070 shade, which is also their white, for whatever reason just isn't giving me what I want. So when I saw this again, I was like, you know what, this is probably my sign to actually try this out. So I'm gonna go through what I ordered from Sunset Makeup. Everything came shipped to me in this little pink bubble wrap packaging, and everything that I got came inside these boxes. So inside the packaging, what came inside is a little list of everything that I bought, as well as a cute little thank you card. What I got was some concealers, some colored setting powder, as well as some of the colorful foundation. So for the foundations, the colors that I got was their blue shade, which is this really intense aqua blue that I really like. I got a green shade for obvious reasons. I have a white, gray, and black foundation because I like to do a lot of grayscale makeup. And I specifically got the black foundation just because what I've been seeing lately from alternative artists that I've been inspired by, even ones that have been on Dragula, where there is a harsh line to contour with that just ends up covering the entire neck. And I am hoping that looks cool on me too, just as much as it looks cool on them. Plus I also want to make sure that I'm really hiding my double chin, so this was definitely inspired by more of the alternative makeup artists that I've been seeing that cover their neck and chin with just all black. I decided to get their setting powder as well. Now I already have a giant tub of Ben Nye Super White, so I decided all I needed was the black setting powder, blue setting powder, and green setting powder. And then for the concealers, I got the white, gray, and black concealers just to help play around with kind of adding depth and lightening the foundation. So what I am going to do is I'm going to create a blue look today, and then I am going to add some white to a pump of it on the back of my hand to create kind of a highlight color without going in with just the straight white and ruining the product inside the concealer tube. And then possibly playing around with the very smallest amount of black, or maybe just a little bit of gray, just to kind of add to that blue color to create a contour. So we're gonna experiment with some makeup today, and we're gonna create a really fun look. Now with these concealers, I'm probably going to go a little bit more extreme than what I would normally do. I want to create a subtle blue makeup look today. However, with the blue setting powder, I want to make sure that the highlight and the contour is a little bit more intense, because I have a feeling that this setting powder will kind of push out the white and the darkness that I'm going to be using and kind of even out everything. So that's why I want to go with a little bit more of an intense thing. This way, after I use a setting powder, hopefully it kind of like, instead of it being really intense, like goes back. I don't know what I'm trying to say or what I'm trying to articulate, but obviously with this, if I put the white on, it's going to, the blue setting powder is going to take over, and then make it more blue like the foundation is. So that's why I want to create an intense highlight and an intense contour, just because I feel like it's going to kind of bring it back to just this base blue instead of it being like a highlight and contour. So from what I have heard and what I have seen from other people trying this makeup is that everybody says that this is just a regular foundation that just happens to be one of the fun colorful shades instead of a human skin tone. So I did decide to go in with my NYX Power Grip Primer just to act as a base, and we are going to get started. So like I said, we're going to create a blue look today. I'm really excited. Not sure how much I'm going to need, so we'll stop there for now. So let's go ahead and try out this foundation. Right off the bat, this definitely feels like just a regular foundation. It does not feel thick like normal like cream foundations like this, or like colorful foundations like this. Normally they feel a little bit more cakey, a little bit more greasy, but this really is feeling very lightweight, and normally I don't say that. So first impression, I really like this, and I'm very happy with the purchase. This blue looks fantastic, and I felt like it blended out really fast, and it blended out very evenly. So yeah. So now I'm going to take just a small pump like that, and then off to the side as to not mix the colors, because I don't want this concealer to get ruined. I want it to stay gray. I'm going to mix a little bit of that on the side, and then just a that'll do ya for the black. Okay, so I do not have any clean like foundation brushes, so I'm going to mix this on the back of my hand with my fingers and see if I can darken this blue. So that did not darken as deep as I wanted to, so I'm just going to add some more black onto the side. And then I'm going to grab this black and mix it in. And once again, because this is going to be set with the setting powder that matches this foundation, I am going a little bit darker than what I would normally do. And let's just add some contour. So now that I've got the contour laid out, I'm just going to take the back of the sponge and blend that out. Now that that is all blended out, I'm going to take a couple pumps of this foundation, and then instead of going in with the concealer, because that was a lot of work, I'm just going to go in with a pump or two of the white foundation. Now I have decided to mix a little bit more of the white because again with the setting powder I'm afraid that the white is just going to, my highlight areas are just going to turn like the rest of my faces. It's not going to be as like as much highlighted as I want it to be. So I'm going to make sure that this white is like really showing through, blended in with the blue. And I probably mixed way too much, but LMAO. So using my finger, I'm just going to try to apply this where I would normally apply my highlights. This would be a lot easier if I had clean foundation brushes, I tell you what. So going in and just blending out that highlight. I have this cream blush palette from e.l.f. and it is in the deep colors. And I'm going to take this purple and use that as a blush. And I'm going to be using my fingers once again because again I don't have any clean brushes, and I would use my regular blush brushes, but I don't really use purple like this. So what would be the point, honey? That's a lot. So I'm just going to ever so carefully blend out this purple blush. Good news, everybody, the setting powder comes with a little puff, so that's great. All right, and in hopes that I don't make this cakey, I'm going to take a little bit of that blue setting powder and see how well of a job this does. It is one of those setting powders that has a little like blocker, and I'm assuming you push it in to pick up the product. All right, I am not sure how this is looking on camera, but I will say I am very happy with how this is turning out in person. In the mirror, I can still see some of that highlight that I created using that white. I can still see the regular blue, and I can still see all of the contouring that I did. So I am very happy. I feel like everything has blended very together. Everything has blended very well together. And I'm very happy with how this is turning out so far. No notes. I really like this. Actually, one note. I do not like the little nut that's inside the setting powder. I mean, it's probably good for me in the long run, and I just don't realize it. But I just feel like, you guys know me, I like to dip my powder, like puffs, into a lot of setting powder and like really go ham. So for me to use not as much as I normally do was a little bit of a stretch. But I think I look great, to be honest. I'm hoping this is translating well on camera. I am going to try to emphasize a little bit more the highlight. So I'm going to use some of the Ben Nye Super White, and I'm going to put that in my highlight areas. I'm gonna let that sit there for like 10 quick seconds. Kind of like to bake a little bit, but like not really. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a quick hot second, and I'm going to dust that off. I do not want it to bake because sometimes I feel like baking can make my face look really dry, and I don't like that, and I don't want to ruin what I've created. So I'm just gonna let that sit for one quick second. And done. Alright, I am very happy with how that looks. Alright, now I'm going to use this power shade from the Blue Blood palette. And I'm going to use that to contour with. So I'm just picking this up on a blending brush. I don't want it to be too harsh because again, I am trying to go for more of a as natural as I can look with this blue makeup today. I don't want it to be too crazy. I want it to be a little natural. Whatever that means. Alright, now I just took a little bit of the eyeshadow I'm Cold from the Blue Blood palette, and now I'm going to create an eye look using some of the deeper tones in the Blue Blood palette to create kind of a smoky eye. So let's see what I come up with. Alright, for brows, I am going to use the House Laboratories gel pencil eyeliner in the shade Empire. This is the discontinued House Laboratories, not the current House Labs. I wanted to use this teal color in hopes that it matches my foundation. Or my wig color, not foundation. What am I saying? Are these brows going to look even today? No. Definitely not even, but close enough. We are going to line my eyes, and then we're going to move on to blush. Alright, so for blush, I'm going in with this deep purple red shade. Picking some of that up, just because I want it to be purple, but I also want it to be red. Just adding a little bit of color. I'm going to add some of this Death Row color just to see what that does, because I want it to be a little bit more purple. Oh, there we go. That is the exact color that I was looking for. See how it's going to take away some of that red? I'm just going to add this lilac-y purple on top. For lips, I'm going to line my lips with the House Laboratories Lip Rip Liner in the shade Neat. And now that my lips are lined, I'm going to take the shade Truth Seeker from the Revlon and Wonder Woman 1984 shade. And you're going to use that for lipstick. Alright, so I'm going to add some mascara, some highlights, some lashes, the wig, an outfit probably, and I will be right back. Alright, and this is the completed look. What do you guys think? I have put on my matching morph suit that I got a couple of years ago, and I put on the wig that inspired this look, and then this fun little dress that I wanted to quickly throw on. So, this is the completed look. What do you all think? Do you guys like this, or do you absolutely hate this? But for now, I am going to give a final review of Sunset Makeup. Overall, I really like all of their products, aside from just the packaging that the products come in. I was not really feeling the doe foot for the concealers, and like I said, at first I didn't really like the setting powder little net thing that stops you from getting a lot of powder, but that's probably a good thing in the long run, so I'm a little iffy on that one, and that's just my personal preference. However, I will say everything blended so very well together, and everything really did stay true to how a regular foundation would like cover, and how it would blend, and how it just lasts, you know? So I am very, very happy with my purchase, and I do recommend if anybody has their eyes on any of their colorful foundations. I so far recommend the blue, but I'm sure the formula is going to be the same for all of them. So I recommend Sunset Makeup so much, and I cannot wait to use all of the other colors. But for right now, this is Taco Minaj. This has been another episode of Let's Talk About It. And I will see you all next time. Bye! Also, side note, this is my skin really stained. I used a little bit of Abilene, and I used, not a little bit, actually a lot of Abilene, and a lot of Pond's Cold Cream. And then I used a makeup wipe, and I, as you guys can see, am very stained still, probably because maybe I used more than what I should have. But my skin is really stained. I don't know if that's gonna bother y'all, but I figured I should also let you know. It's not really gonna bother me. I understand when we use non-human colored foundations that this happens pretty frequently, so I am used to this. My best advice is to do as much cleansing as you can, and in the past, anytime that I've used like any kind of face paint, or the Mayron cream blend sticks, I should say, not face paint, but anytime that I've used products like that, it usually comes off the next day in the shower. So I'm going to go to bed, and then tomorrow it will be all gone. So just a heads up on that.